You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
I want to start off by just thanking God. It's such a tremendous blessing to have this opportunity and an opportunity to coach this team. That group of guys in the locker room, they're resilient. They stick together. They go out each and every night and give it everything they have. And to your point, it's hard to beat a team 5 times in a season. And just a gutsy effort on our part.
And Z left in the first half with that wrist injury. I guess what's the update with that? And what did you think about just the way he was able to kind of take over in the second half?
He's showing the world what he's about, and he's bringing it night in and night out. He had to gut through an injury tonight, and he knew his teammates needed him, and he came through for us in the end.
And 9 more threes for CJ tonight. He's 4 away from tying the franchise record for a single season. Just what do you think about just the way he's been able to consistently put in these high-volume three-pointer games and spread the floor for you guys?
It's a preparation meets opportunity moment for CJ. It started in the summer for him. He stayed in New Orleans pretty much all summer, lifting, conditioning, shooting, doing everything to prepare for the season. He knew that we were going to have to rely on him heavily, and you're seeing that work ethic pay off.
Willie, I wonder with Zion, just I guess a big picture question for you. If you go back to the in-season tournament to now, what, if anything, has changed about whether it's his professionalism, his approach? I know last week Will had actually written about his mid-range, and he hit one of those tonight. When you're just realizing that wall is going to be there and you've got to develop that in your game, just how much different is he approaching the game since that midseason tournament?
He's attacking each and every moment, not just the games, but behind closed doors when people aren't looking. He's getting extra work in, getting extra lifts, doing conditioning, making sure he's staying on top of all the things that allow him to go out and be his best. And I think that play-in game, is it play-in? Which one was it? In season. I'm sorry. In season tournament game was a turning point for Z. It was just we needed to have some accountability, which he did, and that's a huge maturity step for him. And from that point, he's just stacked his days. So he comes in every day, he gets his work in, him and Coach Aaron Miles, and he stays on top of it.
Coach, you guys are 27-14 on the road, which is tied for the best mark in the league. First of all, how tough is it to win on the road in this league, and how have you been able to do that this year?
It's extremely difficult to win any game in the NBA, let alone go in someone else's building and carve out a win. I don't necessarily have the answers, I'm going to be honest with you, of how we're doing it, but we are. And we're going to take those positives and keep trying to build on them. But it's good to know that we can go on the road and be together and win games at a high level.
And Fox got off to a hot start, and then you guys put Dyson on him, and Dyson seemed to make a pretty big impact from that point on. What did you think about just the defense he played, against one of the better point guards in this league?
Both Dyson and Herb were tremendous on him. They tried to wear him down as best they could. He's just one of those guys that he figures out a way throughout the course of the game to put up points. But I thought we made it difficult for him. We tried to make him guard on the other end. He's a heck of a player. But those two guys, 6'7", has size and strength. They both can guard, Herb and Dyson. So we just kept throwing them at him and trying to wear him down for the rest of the game. And I thought they did a solid job.
And going back to the Zion topic, you talked about just the adversity that he dealt with, in the middle of the season. Just in general, when you talk about star players and kind of having those moments, those look in the mirror moments, how much do you kind of learn from guys where they kind of have to deal with some adversity or deal with kind of the world coming down on them and still needing to come out and be, the star player, the leader of a team? How much can you kind of learn about a guy after seeing how he deals with those moments?
I think those moments, the adversity that you go through, it builds character. It builds strength. It builds an understanding that you have what it takes to get through tough times. And that's what we're seeing with Zion. I mean, life teaches us that all the time. You guys know that. But he had a basketball adversity, and we had some team adversity. And it's what I love about our group is they're resilient. They hold each other accountable. We try to be as honest as we can about what we're doing well and what we can improve on, and we go out every day and we work at it.
I feel like it's only right. I gotta ask about Cody as well, getting some minutes tonight. You know, with Larry out, you went with JRE in the first half, went with Cody in the second half. It seemed like you leaned on him a good bit in that second half. What did you think about his performance in this one?
Cody was excellent. He's another veteran that has been there, has done it, played in the finals last season. We're so blessed to have him with our group. He's another guy that when you guys aren't watching, the cameras aren't on, he's always putting his work in. And when we call his name, he's ready to play. And that's what it takes. It takes guys being able to step up in these moments. And all of our guys have done it at some point throughout the course of the season.
One more, Coach, on Zion. I know we're giving you a lot of Z questions. I just wonder if I'm in your shoes, given what this young man has been up against from a criticism standpoint, how have you chosen to handle your voice? Because at the same time, I think you probably agree that truth telling is important for a young player when times are not good, if that makes sense. Like, you know, how have you measured, you know, the times when he just probably had too much weight on his shoulders and you were going to let him learn the hard way himself, or when you grab him and say, hey, this has got to change and that's got to change, and you tell him what you're seeing?
Number one, I believe in the power of prayer. I believe it can go places that I can't. And I'm always praying for all of our guys, our staff, everybody, including Z. And the guys know that it comes from a place of love. But we have to have a level of accountability, and that's leadership. And so my position is that we have leadership, but I'm here to support him. I'm here to serve and help him be the best that he can be and use his platform so that he can continue to impact his community, impact his family, impact his team, our organization, our city. And I told him that. All of our guys, I believe in the best in them. And when you go to work like you do and stack your days and put it all together, it's going to be scary, and we're starting to see it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right. All right. All right. That's what I'm talking about, man. Here you go, man. You know, I gotta play this every time they.
Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. 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 You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
that's how you supposed to drive, Pels.
And don't ever revert back, please. Go forward. Go forward.
Oh man, what a game, Lex. What a game, man.
Man.
Pelicans dethroned the Kings 135-123, winners of 3 in a row. The Pelicans are it's official. The Pels are road warriors. They spanked the Kings. What was it? 5 regular season games. Just
5-0.
wiped them out. So yes, the Pelicans, man,
Right
2
now,
games.
they mopped the floor with them.
Yes, they did. And I won't say, man, we're gonna go over the individual stats momentarily. Shout out to the fam. Y'all feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and feel free to share the show on your social media feed. PPR final in this thing, man. Running a little late, but listen, it's all gravy. It's a win. The Pels keep it going, man. In control with 2 games remaining. We got another one tomorrow against the Golden State Warriors. We'll get to the preview in a little bit. But also the Warriors won tonight. They're on the back-to-back. So this thing's kind of even.
Yeah.
So,
there's no excuses. But one thing I will say, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green set out in that game.
yes. Yeah. And listen,
They already knew what they was doing. They was already cleaning ahead.
Exactly. And it would be really awesome to shut Draymond Green's mouth at least for one game in this matchup tomorrow. And like I said, by Saturday,
Because they're going to be coming with it.
Yeah, definitely. The Warriors, and we're going to get into the preview, they've been absolutely stellar over the last several games, man. So anyway, with this one, Lex, before I jump off into the individual and team stats, early impressions on the game.
Man, the team came out focused. They came out focused, locked in, disciplined. They were engaged. Like like everybody on the team understood the assignment. And they went out there and they played. And not only that, even every run that the Kings went on, the Pels had an answer. They had an answer. And like we maintained, there wasn't one moment where the Pels lost the lead. They maintained the lead the whole game. They did have ups and downs, but again, they kept their foot on the gas. I think when Zion, when he went down towards the end of the second quarter, I knew he was coming back. I'm like, man, this game is too important. This game is way too important. He's coming back. I wasn't really concerned there. Man, he came back, and let me tell you something. The third quarter was Zion. That third quarter, he had 8 points at the end of the first half, and he finished with 25 at the end of the third. And I almost thought he wasn't, going to come back in because the non-Zion minutes, man, the team stepped it up. The team stepped it up. The ball was moving, ball movement, player movement. That was beautiful. That the pace was there. I mean, it was really nice. CJ did his thing. Trey Murphy, he really stepped up. Like everybody did something. I like the move that Willie Green made. It was unconventional. Of course, Larry Nance was out, but Cody Zeller, man, fundamentally sound, hustle, great screener. Cody Zeller did his thing. I mean, he gave us a lot, coming in. His activity was very golden. It doesn't really show up on the stat sheet, but that dude, hey, let me tell you something. Cody Zeller can set some screens, y'all. Man, that dude can set some screens. I wouldn't mind. I know Nance is going to be coming back and everything, but I really wouldn't mind Cody Zeller, getting some minutes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Especially depending on the matchups. Sometimes the answer is not always going small. Sometimes, using that height. We have height on this team, and we have fundamentally sound guys. Hey, it'd be nice to take advantage of those type of situations. But Cody came in and did his thing. I was pleased with the timely timeouts that were made.
Mhm.
Everybody knew the assignment. Everybody knew the assignment. Like, we could not let this game get out of control. And you know what? Hey, man, this is going to be the same thing on tomorrow night. The same exact thing. Like, because the thing is like everybody, we're not safe out the water yet, y'all. We're not safe out the water. This more so solidified that the Kings are going to be a play-in team.
Right.
And it basically solidified that the Pels have clinched a top 7 seed. So we can be either 6 or 7. And I'm pretty sure everybody here is all in favor of being a 6 seed. So we're not totally out the water, but we still maintain, our position. And I hope the Kings can come out and give whatever they have, take it out on the Suns, because they do play the Suns. Do they play the Suns tomorrow? Is it tomorrow or the next day?
I want to say it's tomorrow. I'm gonna check the stats and see where it is, but I want to say they play them tomorrow, Lex.
Okay. So, hey, like, look, yes, y'all gonna be a playing team, but you know what? Now you can solidify if you want to be at home in your play-in or you want to be away. So they still got something to play for. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that does matter. Like, man, we want to play at home. We'll go out there, play your butt off against the Suns, beat them, because you have our full support, Kings. They got our full support, right?
Indeed. Yeah, and it's tomorrow, Lex. It's tomorrow, 9:30 tip-off time, their time. So yeah, the
Yeah.
Kings and Suns. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. Come on, guys. Come on. We're rooting for you. All right. Lift your spirit up. Because it can still be a home game. You got this. All right. Anyway, back to the Pelicans. Hey, man, the energy did change during the course of the game. The Kings, they revved up their energy. Hey, the Pelicans stepped it up too. So I was really pleased with that because I was like, man, come on, you guys. Come on. Y'all, hey, they changed their energy. They got a little bit more scrappier because, see, that's all they got. What do I always say, y'all? Gotta outwork. Like, this is what playoffs is all about. You gotta outplay and outwork a team. It's about the small details. Okay, the Kings, they started to show, hey man, we trying to win. We trying to win. That's great. I'm glad y'all trying to win. But you know what? Pelicans trying to win too. And they countered that energy that the Kings came out with. They countered it back. Now we hungry too. We want this too. Like, we want it really bad. We want it more than you. And that's what we saw tonight. Collectively, that's what we saw tonight. So I'm really pleased with this win. I'm glad Zion went down, but he came back. We even got some tutorials from Charles Barkley, on how Zion should fall and things of that nature. And that was very nice. At least they weren't talking bad about him, trying to help him on the fall so he won't get injured and all that stuff. So, kudos to CJ. Hey man, let me tell you something. CJ is flourishing being the number 2 guy. Yeah, I don't know if anybody has seen, man, between him, him, JV and Jonas, because the first part of the game, the ball was really going to Jonas. Jonas was, they were really feeding him. We were working off of JV's gravity. But, Trey and CJ, hey, CJ, man, it seemed like when Zion went to him and said, hey, man, we need Portland CJ. We need that dude, man. We need that dude. That dude who was playing number 2 next to Damian Lillard. We need that guy right there. I think it's safe to say that, CJ's been doing that, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's special, man, over the last several games.
He was Portland CJ, man. Portland CJ. That dude almost shot 100% from behind the arc. He was not missing.
Nah, it was crazy what he did tonight, Lex. It was absolutely amazing. He was 9 of 12 from downtown today.
Hey, I will take that any day. And then he was like, oh, I don't want to forget about you, Trigger. You get you some, dog. Like, okay, man. How many points he have? Like 25 or something?
27 for Trey.
27, 31, 31.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all playing with me today, ain't you? Y'all better keep doing this too. I need all this. You know what I'm saying? All this. I'm really glad the shot, but the activity, just not the shots, but just the activity. Just getting after it. Jonas diving on the floor, getting the ball. The play was broken up. He hit it to CJ. CJ whipped it to Dyson Daniels. Dyson dunked it. And Dyson freaking Daniels, that dude was confident.
Yes.
Man, he basically said, hey, y'all, I know what happened against Boston, and I apologize, but I'm going to make it up, and I'm going to shoot with confidence. Yeah, yes. Since that game, that dude has been shooting with confidence. Yes. I'm like, okay, Dyson. Hey, man, look, there's a lot of things you got to work on, but dog, the fact that you are shooting with confidence. Okay, can you play that? Now, that's how you drive again. Please.
Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
That's how you shoot with confidence, Dyson. That's how you do that, man. Kudos. The floor is yours, Big Q. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, y'all can hear Lex is ready to go, man. She's good. She good. She's amped. And listen, man, this was I mean, what could you say about the Pels tonight, man? I mean, CJ McCollum, man, 9 3-pointers tonight, man. Wow. But let's touch down on the team stats first, man, in the matchup. The Pelicans, 57% the Pelicans were from the field tonight. 57% flat. They were 49 of 86 versus almost 55 by the Suns. They were, Willie always talk about the 43-point attempts. Pelicans got it tonight, but hit 22 of 40 for 55% from downtown. I mean, literally not red hot, but this team was nuclear from downtown. 55% on the shooting 22 3-pointers of 40. That's ridiculous. 16 of 38 by Sacramento. The Pelicans got to the foul line 18 times and hit 15 of them for 83.3%, all radically high numbers for our Pelicans. They had 40 rebounds tonight versus 32. They had 35 assists tonight by the Pelicans doing their thing. The steals were even at 7 apiece, 2-0 on the blocks. They had 13 turnovers. Pelicans doing fantastic things. 28-22 fast break point. Pelican way 54-46. Only thing the Kings really won tonight is the fast break. I mean, the points in the paint game didn't make a lick of difference as they never held the lead. Pelicans had it as much as 23, kept it away from Sacramento. And like Lex alluded to, when they got close, the Pelicans just turned it on. They just turned it on with the defense and 3-point shooting. Tonight, he had 2 31-point scores tonight. Both Zion, he had 31 points in 31 minutes of action, a point a minute for Zion, despite the fact that he missed a little time with the injury and came back, did his thing. Plus 16 tonight. He was 13 of 21 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line for Zion. 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals along with a block. He was big. CJ, just big time. 31 points in 40 minutes. He was 11 of 18 from the field, 9 of 12 from downtown for CJ. And also had 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and a couple of steals to go along with that. You won't talk about the Pelicans backcourt. Trey Murphy did his thing tonight as well. 45 minutes, 7 of 14 from the field, 6 of 12 from downtown, 7 of 8 from the foul line, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and plus 15 for Trigger Trey Murphy. Valanciunas finished with 13 points in 33 minutes, but he had a double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal for Big V. Herb in 29 minutes had 5 rebounds, 6 assists in the matchup in the plus 13. And of course, the Pels bench got involved to really help things out. You had a really masterful game by Jose Alvarado. He hit 4 3-pointers tonight. Remember, Jose hit 5 a couple of games ago.
Hey, he said he was gonna knock those downs, man. Knock them down in his presser. Yeah, he said that, hey man, Zion's gravity, I gotta be ready to knock down that shot. And he has been ready. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Understand your role.
He lit him up tonight though, Lex. He had 4 of 6 from downtown. He brought his offense and defense, 14 points for Jose in 22 minutes. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and plus 17 for Jose Alvarado. Dyson Daniels, 25 minutes. He had 10 points, 4 boards, an assist, a steal, and a block for Dyson. He was 4 of 8 from the field, and he hit 2 3-pointers tonight. So Dyson's 3 points, his 3-point shot was falling for him in a couple of threes right there. And of course, you've seen Najee coming there for about 4 minutes, had 2 points and a board. But Cody Zeller got some burn tonight. 9 minutes. He was active, 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. But the thing about Cody Zeller is Cody's active. He was in there setting screens, constantly. So, and then, and that's pretty much what it is. Lex, 33 points from Fox, 22 from Barnes. They did their thing. Not enough. Pelicans take it away. So go ahead, Alexa. You want to expand on your commentary?
Oh yeah. Hey y'all, this is crazy. Zion averaged 1 point. You know, he averaged 1 point for 31 minutes. Man, that's nice. 31 minutes, 31 points. That's incredible.
Yeah,
Shoot.
point a minute, and he missed some time. He had to go
Yeah.
see about his hand, or his wrist, or whatever it was.
Yeah. Hey man, hey, that's what I like to see. You know, guys, because let me tell y'all something. Nobody's 100% at this time, uh, around this time. Nobody's 100%. A lot of guys have said that. At this point, it's like, hey, man, are you injured or are you hurt? If you injured, that's something different. If you hurt, you can fight through that jump. And that's what he did tonight. I'm so glad. Like, shout out to Amy Atmore. Shout out to Amy Atmore, man. You know,
Yeah.
she's like the mentality of, hey, something happening and guys coming back it's been different. And that's one thing that has been consistent for basically the season. You look at Dyson, how he had he had surgery done for his meniscus, right? And he's back.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? I
well too.
mean, huh?
I say he playing real well too.
Yeah. I mean, guys are active. They're not out for huge long stretches. I know Brandon's been out, but I think their mentality is, hey, guys, step it up, which they have, and BI, let's get you close to 100% as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring back a fresh, ready to go BI. So I mean, you know, just Amy's been doing her thing. I mean, that's all we needed. All we needed was a physical therapist. That's all we needed, Big Q.
Yeah, we kind of ran at it ad nauseum, hadn't we, Lex? We talked about that and her contributions with Zion playing as many games as he's played, and she comes in. You can see her sitting behind the bench, and when something happens, she pops into action, man. So it was good seeing her and how they've been handling. And it was just one of the last things the Pelicans had to do from an organizational standpoint was bringing in Amy and doing what she doing and having an actual physical therapist there, which was it's just insane. You would think that would have been something they would have done automatically, but in the end, it works out that the Pelicans take care of business, man, and just in a major capacity. CJ McCollum was just. I mean, he was just super blazing nuclear hot for the Pelicans tonight. 9 3-pointers, man. Amazing, man.
He's a totally different player. This is nothing against BI, but he is a totally different player when he becomes that two guy.
Right.
Like cause that's what he's been playing all his life.
Right. Exactly.
We talk about how CJ has, and I still, hey, those boneheaded plays, like mistakes that CJ often makes, he didn't make those tonight. That's what we need from a vet. That's what we need from a guy who's gone to the Western Conference Finals. CJ, out of everybody on this team, has the most playoff experience.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, y'all got to excuse me. I got, certain expectations for CJ. Like, dude, you're the only one who has, been to the playoffs consistently. Not only that, has gone to the Western Conference Finals. That's a big deal for this team. So with that being said, it's like, dude, you cannot make those poor decisions down the stretch. You gotta make better decisions, because sometimes they look like rookie mistakes or sophomore mistakes. He didn't have those tonight. And that's the stuff that I like. That's the stuff that we gotta have that. We got young players on this team, guys that don't have that experience. And, we might expect them to make those type of plays. Well, obviously we don't want them to, but he definitely can't do that. He just can't do that. So I didn't see any of those tonight. I can't even recall, like, not one. He wasn't doing a whole lot of over dribbling. He was, popping it. He was doing that, coming down, popping it from behind the arc. but they were fouling. You know what I'm saying? So can't complain about that too much, but just the over dribbling, he wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that. So the ball was moving. It didn't stop.
Nope.
So he didn't take it upon, even when Zion was sitting down, he didn't stop moving the ball. He did a little bit of dribbling and just, got it down to Jonas. That was nice to see. And it was consistent, Big Q.
I
It
know.
was consistent throughout the whole night. These are the things that we've been talking about.
Right.
Having that consistency. And guys, don't overdo it. Ball movement, player movement, dribble, 0.5. You don't have it, pass it. Move the ball, keep the ball moving. I love the way Trey Murphy was moving on tonight. Man, he was really finding those holes, moving when there was an attack to the basket, shifting down the sideline from behind the arc, ready to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Those are little things that it doesn't take a whole lot to do. Just space the floor, move the ball. If they double down on Jonas kicking it out, that was there. Obviously, Zion's gravity. Hey, guys, be ready to shoot. Guys were ready to shoot. You know what I'm saying? And then Herb and Zion, Zion again was everywhere, deflecting the ball, getting steals, hitting fast breaks. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. That makes a huge difference when, because usually it's Herb and Jose getting deflections. You add Zion up in the mix, you got a problem. You got a problem. So we capitalized off of a lot of things tonight. But yeah, if we can just be consistent in that ball movement, man, it makes a huge difference. It makes us a totally different team. It makes us that much harder to guard.
Indeed, Lex. Off ball, CJ that's the proper atmosphere for him. That's the oxygen he breathes. If you want the most out of him, that's pretty much what he's comfortable doing, and he shines when you do that. But some of the scoring for CJ over the last 10 games, man, he averaging almost 27 points a game, shooting 43.3% from downtown, almost 45% from the field over the last 10. These are some of the totals for CJ just over the last 5 games: 36, 31, 31, 29, and 31 tonight. So I mean, his
CJ.
his off ball CJ is the truth, man.
Yes,
man, off
he's
ball.
a true two. He's
Yes.
a true two. When he plays his true position, that dude flourishes.
That's right. Yeah, I love him all. I love how he plays off the ball. And like he's all the excessive dribbling and all this kind of stuff. Him just getting it, finding his spot on the floor, rising up, comfortable and comfortably taking these 3-point shots. Like I said, big night for CJ tonight. 9 3-pointers, man, from CJ McCollum. The Pelicans just lit this team up, dethroned them, and pushed them on up out of here. So as good as we like to always kind of keep marinating on these great wins that the Pelicans are mounting up, especially these. You can never get enough of those. Is the current Western Conference standings, family. We see about refreshing this thing right here just to make sure everything's accurate. Here's the Western Conference. See the Pelicans position in 6, as we know. Winners of 3 in a row. The Pelicans on the road are 27-14. That is the best road record in the Western Conference. The Pelicans are officially road warriors. They have 2 more games.
They don't
One
need
more
to come
game.
back to the SKC. So.
We got one.
Hey,
we got one on Saturday.
I'm feeling good about not having home court advantage for this squad. Okay. Because the thing is like, it's funny. They say that in the playoffs, the series does not start until a team wins on the other team's home floor.
That's right. Yeah.
Guess what? That really plays to the Pelicans' hands because I'm not concerned about them winning on someone else's floor. I really am not. That's actually a good thing. Now, I'm not saying that they can't win at the SKC, but it does that's a big deal when you're able to win on the road. A big deal.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, that's major league, man. When you can go in somebody else's building and comfortably take wins out of their building, and that is a unique dynamic. And like I said, prior to the 4 games that we lost at home on this last disastrous homestand, the Pelicans' home record wasn't all that bad. You know, that those four losses helped contributed toward it. But as we get ready to move into higher stakes games, we would hope that the Pelicans can then transfer the same energy and energy and intensity that they play with on the road to home, because we're going to need to get these games, road and home games, to be effective. But anyway, the Western Conference standings, you guys see it, is winding down. Suns Kings play tomorrow. Phoenix goes to Sacramento to play tomorrow. The Warriors play tonight. They beat Portland tonight, I think by like 5 points. They play the Pelicans, so they coming off the back. So this thing is kind of going to be a little bit even. But the Pelicans have to travel a little bit. The Warriors being at home. So anyway, with that being said, Lex, moving into the matchup against the Golden State Warriors, they've actually been pretty good over the last 9 games, 9-1 over the last 10 games. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak. So are the Pelicans. So something's got to give. The Pelicans, we talked about them resting people, and we're going to see how this all serves. So what needs to happen here? Because the season series between these two clubs are 1-1. So we know Draymond likes to talk. He'll be available. What do we need to do to get the dub against this Golden State Warrior team? What are our keys to victory here?
Well, one thing I want to say is that the Pelicans have more to play for than the Warriors. We really do, because the Warriors, they're basically locked in either the 9th or 10th seed. Okay, that's the best that they can do. So it's not a huge change for them, but I think the biggest thing is that, hey man, if you don't think about anything else, and I've been saying it since post All-Star, since before post All-Star, hey, we ain't built like that. The Pelicans ain't built like that. Ain't nobody in the West worried about the Pelicans. All right? Those are the 2 statements that Draymond Green made about the Pelicans. I basically said them verbatim. I didn't add nothing. But that's what he said. That's twice. And one of those was on during the All-Star game on Sunday, during All-Star weekend. Just for that part right there, I would be coming in with a vengeance. We need to put this dude in his place, because let me tell you something. Draymond hasn't been having the best season. He went on counseling, sabbatical for counseling and things of that nature. But he came back from that. He's still playing the same to me. He hasn't changed anything. I don't understand why they thought he was, but I don't know what the counseling was for. But he still has some very weird looking fouls. But just for that dude right there, his mouth, his antics, and what he thinks about the Pelicans, this game needs to be personal. Just like MJ said in The Last Dance. You got to take this thing personal. Like you really do. You got to have a chip on your shoulder. Like, man, this dude right here, it may not be the whole team, but you know what? You're an agent of your team. So yeah, it's about to be taken out on your team. Need to come out with the right energy, locked in, focused. And the energy, again, hey, guess what, y'all? Y'all both played the night before. Throw that out the window. Y'all got younger legs. They gonna be playing Steph, Draymond, Clay, Chris Paul. Older legs. Yeah, they're veterans, but they're also older legs. Outplay them. Outwork them. You can do that. That's why you in shape. That's why you in shape. So y'all need to come out, throw the excuses out, because they played last night too. Who cares? Who cares? I know Draymond didn't play, but it's like, no, Draymond ain't about to hurt us like that. I'm still more concerned about Steph. Steph is more of a problem than Draymond. But the thing is that we need to come out with the right energy, the right mindset, and get this win. This win would mean more to the Pelicans than it would for the Golden State Warriors. Not only that, again, this team, specifically Draymond, but the team, because he represents the team, man, this dude's disrespected the Pelicans, man. All season. Okay? Take that personal and stick it to this team. Just like you did with the last game. You know what I'm saying? That was like the biggest blowout on their home floor. And I'm pretty sure they probably thinking about that. They might be thinking about that. I don't even care about that, man. Y'all need to beat this team. Just
Yeah.
for the mere fact that Draymond has disrespected this team time and time and again. And ain't nobody done forgot that jump. I know I didn't, because I keep repeating it just to remind y'all.
Hold on just a second, Lex. Here's Zion Williamson about to tune in chime in on tonight's game.
Tonight to kind of finish this one off.
Requires a lot of focus, especially with a team like that. They're always fighting. So until the final second goes off the clock. So for us, it was play all the way through the clock.
And Willie talked a good bit about tonight about just the way you've dealt with adversity this year, the moments where, a lot of the world was crashing down on you and then responding and being at the point where you are now. Just what do you think has been the key to you being mentally, physically, everything you need to be playing at the level you are right now?
Proving myself right. Simple as that. And then with my teammates and coaches just trusting me, that means a lot.
Sorry, could you talk about, that start? You guys was up 33-11, so it just talked about the focus, but you guys were really aggressive.
Like I've been saying in the past few press conferences, every game is important for us. So, we want to have a complete game from start to finish. So, we start the game off on fire. We were getting a lot of open looks. And, they did cut the lead a few times, but, we were able to maintain and execute.
And by you guys cutting the lead, I think they got like a 15-0 run at one point. You guys were talking about getting those stops, right?
Yes, sir. At the end of the day, this is the NBA. Those are great NBA players on other teams. So, basketball is a game of runs. It's just, we can't get complacent. We got to, stay the course.
I also want to ask you about, C.J. McCollum. You would think that, he's an old man in this league, but he played just as young as you guys. Talk about his play tonight and his leadership and his veteran leadership.
I spoke on it before. CJ has been a really important piece to this team all year long. I remember at the beginning of the year, I kind of went to him and was like, look, I'm not where I need to be. And, he was honest with me. He said, you do what you got to do, and he'll kind of pick up the weight for me. A teammate like that, you can't speak highly enough about him. He's a good dude on and off the court, and, he's been playing at a really high level this year. And honestly, I'm just glad to have a dude like that around.
And my last question, I know you guys, trying to stay out the play-in situation or two. Can you talk a little bit, about that focus?
That just goes back to taking it game by game. Every game is important, and at the end of the day, we got to play the cards dealt to us.
We talked to you, the past couple of years about, some of the mental battles of coming back from injury and dealing with that kind of stuff. I guess what's the mental part of it been like for you this season, going through what you went through earlier in the year and then getting to the point where you're playing as well as you are right now?
Just stacking my days, and, just really trusting the process. Like I said, I got great teammates, great coaches that all trust me. So when you got a supporting cast like that, it does a lot for your confidence.
I guess what do you kind of take the most pride in what you've been able to do up to this point to make sure you're physically where you are right now?
Um, Definitely my defensive intensity. Watching Najee, Jose, and Herb do what they do, and Dice, I'm sorry, do what they do. I see that and it's like, man, I gotta up my defensive intensity as well. So that's definitely been a point of focus for me.
And just we saw you kind of grab at your wrist in the first half, go to the locker room. I guess what kind of happened on that play, and how's it feeling now?
Uh, Not gonna really speak on that. Just something happened and had to just see it through. No problem. You guys have a great night.
Thank you, Z.
All right, Zion Williamson, fantastic night by Zion, man. It's real interesting. Lexi talked about several really interesting things, man. Stacking his days,
Mm-hmm.
stacking days, and
And
the
he's
game.
doing it well too.
Yeah, he is. He talked about the defensive intensity and things. When you see Jose Alvarado and Najee Marshall, those guys step up and handle their business is infectious. But also, I'll be interested to learn just how well this is a good problem to have. How Zion is taking this role on with Bi being injured, and how he's taken upon himself to guide the Pelicans through. It'd be interesting to see how they incorporate Bi back into the system. Man, that'll be really interesting to see how that works as we get into the playoffs. So just a thought right there. But yeah, go ahead, Lex. Finish your thoughts, and then we'll kind of get ready to close out the stream.
Yeah, I was really loving everything that he was saying. As far as stacking the days, it's one day at a time. I mean, we've heard this saying many a times. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like like if someone who's really trying to get in shape, really trying to change your lifestyle, guess what? It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen over a course of time. And really that's anything that you do. Nothing is accomplished like in one day. You know what I'm saying? Again, they say Rome wasn't built in one day. And it's the same thing here. Um and it's been working for Zion. I mean, his regimen that as far as with Amy Atmore, he talked about that, games ago, as far as, he gets up, does his workout, comes in early, does his workout. If it's game day, he does his workout before the game, during the game, obviously, after the game, he does his thing as well. He has a system, and I think they've collected enough data about his body where this has been working. It's been working. And so, again, shout out to Amy, because there's a system in place that helps Zion to continue to be available. Not only that, he's playing at a high level.
Yep.
And not only that, he has more, you guys. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? This dude is about to get a taste of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he can taste it. Like, once they lock in this sixth seed, man, that's like, man, it's gonna be on. Man, hey, Zion, man, he'll get in the playoffs. He gonna act stupid. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm ready for it. I am so ready for it because, first of all, it'll be his first one. And I mean, it's almost like, hey man, I gotta make up for lost time. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Zion is showing off his midi a little bit.
Yeah, I seen that today.
Yeah. Yeah, look, he he attempted a 3. He missed it, but he did attempt it.
He did attempt it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and he didn't hesitate.
Nope.
Have y'all noticed how he's not hesitating? Like he's doing it naturally. He's doing it like he's been doing it all season.
Yeah.
Even though he hasn't been doing it in the games. But Jose said he practices that stuff all the time. So, hey man, I think more of that is coming, y'all. I think more of that is coming. But his jumper looks mighty nice. Mighty nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? I'm glad you going in your bag. Look, he had to bring it out a little bit early. But like just looking at Zion, he's like, man, like, yeah, I know how to shoot y'all. Look, who y'all trying to get me confused with Ben Simmons? I don't think so. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I'm glad to see that. What else did he say? I had wrote my notes up. I'm sorry, I had to scroll back up. But yeah, another thing, man, Zion's always speaking up for his teammates, man.
That's true.
He really shows love to his teammates. No, like, he really talks them up. I know we have problems. We got issues with certain players and things, and talk about what they ain't doing right and all that other stuff. But that's one thing that's been consistent with Zion. Man, he really honors his teammates. And he's always done that. He didn't just start doing that. I don't think that's talked about enough. I mean, he's always given like just huge shout outs. And I mean, he's done it with a lot of people, but he just consistently just talks up, his teammates, man. And I definitely gotta, that's really that's cool that he does that, and he does it consistently. So shout out to Zion for always doing that, because I know we sometimes get on players and from Mo saying like we need to get rid of Jose and Najee, you know what I'm saying?
He ain't been saying that lately, though. He ain't been saying that lately, Lex. I think they shut him down.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying like it could be anything. I mean, JV. I mean, we know the type of criticism he gets. Even BI at times. CJ, obviously, because CJ's defense has been atrocious at times. But no matter what's going on, Zion don't be throwing nobody under the bus, man. He don't do that. He don't do that. So, I mean, that's always a good sign. That's always a good sign as far as leadership and things. So, it's good stuff.
Yeah, Zion is he's becoming a true leader, man, of the team, and taking the game and is making the pat, not only just scoring and getting to the cup, finishing, starting to use his mid-range a little bit more, seeing the court, passing, playing defense. That's another thing that, as you've seen over the last several games during this stretch, Zion's Williamson's commitment on the defensive side of the basketball. That's really a telling thing. Like he mentioned, Jose and the rest of those guys. So that's showing the NBA that Zion, the complete package, has arrived. And you mentioned Amy. Shout out to Amy as well, because this is a big part of the Pelicans' success, is having the availability of Zion Williamson being there just to develop. And you can see what happens. So, and of course, BI. There's reports that BI should be ready to go. We'll see how it is. They're saying that he's expected to return Sunday against the Lakers. So the Pelicans, man, are going to be whole real soon, man. It's going to be fun watching this team play, figuring it out. And when it comes down to it, man, it's a long time coming for the faithful. But to hold fast to that sixth position, and that'll put us direct a 3-6 matchup with the OKC Thunder, which I am not mad at that matchup. It is all a full aggressive Pelican team against OKC, a fully healthy Pelican team against OKC. Listen, I'm not mad at that at all. But anyway, but Lex, go ahead. I'm gonna get a floor to you before we close out.
Yeah, I do like that matchup, and the fact that the Denver Nuggets, they beat Minnesota. I think it was yesterday. So they're in the number 1 seed right now. So the thing is that I feel like the T-Wolves, they would get either of those teams, the Suns or the Kings. So you're talking about if we can get out of the first round against the Thunder, I'm feeling really good about going up against the T-Wolves. I feel very confident. You know what I'm saying? Even with Cat, coming back and everything. Like I think that's that's a really good series. Like we would actually have a legitimate chance because I feel like we match up well against the Thunder. We match up well against the T-Wolves. And I'm not saying these teams are just, we're just gonna roll over them because you got to think the Pels haven't won a series in a long time. So the Thunder, this is their first time with this squad. This is their first time making the playoffs. So they're still new to all this. Obviously, the Pelicans as a whole have more experience with the exceptions of Zion. This would be specifically his first playoffs. But I like our chances. And then, I think the T-Wolves, they get to the second round. If we can get to the second round, hey man, I'm just really confident. Really confident. It'll be a good series. Hey man, it's a possibility we can make the Western Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? It is a possibility.
Yeah.
But it's basically we still gotta solidify that 6th seed. So that's down the road. But yeah, we still got work to do. And hey man, if the Pelicans continue to take care of business, that'll be great. Shoot, if the Suns lose against the Kings on tomorrow, shoot, you know what that means. You know
Oh
what
yeah.
that means, Big Q.
Oh yeah.
that helps us out tremendously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's the perfect thing about it. It's like the Pelicans, man. Like I said, the matchup tomorrow against Golden State's going to be very fun. It's going to be a very lively game. I really hope that the Pelicans, I know that defense, we got to bring that defense against Golden State. Like I said, they've been playing really well over the last 10 games. They're 9-1 over the last 10. They've won 3 in a row. They'll have everybody there tomorrow because it's a must win game for them as well in terms of what they're trying to do. But in the end, the Pelicans, man, all of these last games are winnable games for the Pelicans, man. If we just take care of business and play with our intensity and how we play tonight, we got this in the bag. We got it in the bag. So it's going to be fun, man. So y'all, we don't have to wait very long to get to the rest of these games. It's 2 games remaining in the regular season, fam. 2 remaining, man. So in the end, the Pelicans, man, yes,
2 must wins.
2 must wins. We down to the wire, man. Let's get these so we can get this playoff berth established, man, and get ready for what's going to be a fantastic playoff season for us, man. Listen, even though this is the first time the team's been healthy in this long ass stretch, but you got to understand what we're dealing with, how Zion is playing right now on both sides of the court. Oh man. Man, mine just said telling the NBA, because a lot of these analysts and Shaq and all these other guys, Barkley, these guys, they don't see it coming. They don't start jocking and sweating the Pelicans until they start knocking off these people that they respect. And the time's coming, man. There is nothing they got for Zion, man, especially when the Pelicans are getting like this. And you got off-ball CJ, BI coming back into the fray. Kudos to Willie digging in this bench with Larry Nance not available. And of course, Najee, he'll get a little bit healthier. So the Pelicans, man, this is the great thing about it, that it's a turn from what we are accustomed to dealing with over the last several years with the Pelican team. They're getting healthy at the right time, as opposed to what we seen last year when injuries crop up. This team is healthy at the right time. We know people are banged up a little bit there, but they're playing through it because there are bigger and better things on the horizon. So this is a dangerous team, man. This is a dangerous team, and trust and believe. These other teams not talking about it, but they really don't want to see the Pelicans. Pelicans get that 6th seed, like you said, Lex. Those a series against OKC will be difficult, but in the end, they don't have nothing for us. I'm telling you, the mind is right now. Our plan is on that level. They don't have nothing for us. We just got to get there, man, and execute. So anyway, with that being said, we get ready. Yeah, go ahead, Lex.
Show Slim's his comment there. I'm loving that. His most recent.
Oh, this one he says, "Don't play with
joy. Choose violence." Yes. Yes, Slim. Yes. Choose violence. Okay.
Now you heard Willie doing the press conference, though, huh, Lex? You heard Willie doing the press conference.
I ain't talking to Willie. Man, forget Willie, man. I ain't trying to hear nothing he's saying about joy and junk. He trying to take advantage of violence and trying to turn
love. You mentioned love in the press conference tonight.
You know what, man? He was talking about he was giving his testimony. No, dog. No. This we gonna choose violence. Okay, we about to go to war. Okay, that's what we prepping for. I mean, I feel like Ice Cube, like when it's a good day to die. Hey man, yeah, we to the death. Okay. That's what we got to do here. All right, Cougar, shout out to hey man, he Cube know what he talking about. You feel me? He does, man. We got to choose violence. We got to choose violence, man. Ain't nothing nice about the playoffs. Ain't nothing pretty.
Nothing nice. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Ain't nothing, nice. Oh, I'm sorry I bumped you, Zion. No, Zion, I'm trying to take you out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what they trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Look, too many people concerned about Zion doing football moves because they always want to make the football analogies with Zion. We don't got to worry about that. What we got to worry about is other teams doing football moves on Zion. You know what I'm saying? That's what's been the problem. I better go on and kick rocks. Don't nobody got time for that. Come on now. Violence. According to the game, y'all. Got to put my disclaimer up in there. Don't go, oh, shoot, Lexxah Drew, she said, go out here with violence. I did not say that. I did not say that, okay? According to the game. So, yeah, choosing violence. That's what we're doing, Willie. So, keep your joy. The team going to keep the violence.
There it is. There we go. All right. Thank you, Lex.
Love us for Valentine's Day. This is the NBA. Ain't no love. There you go.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to get out on that, man. Listen, we appreciate you guys for staying up late for Pelican Postgame Report Final, man. We'll return tomorrow night for the Pelicans matchup against the Golden State Warriors. It's going to be another fantastic late affair, man, and we'll see. I don't know if it's that's gonna run pretty late. We might do the call-in show. We'll see. You guys stay tuned on that. But 2 games remaining, man. Let's get them. Let's choose violence, like Lex said, and celebrate with love after the game. How about that? That'd be balanced.
No, we need violence for the next game. Thank you. No, the love is over. Look, it was
I love his teammates. I mean, no love at all.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about compassion.
Okay.
Chicken, we try. Hey, ain't no love in the streets. Shoot, dog, you supposed to be from Detroit. You hurting your image. You know what I'm saying?
But it's Detroit Mercy. He played for Detroit Mercy.
My gosh! But that's his high school team.
No, that's Detroit Mercy. Isn't that where he collegiately played? Didn't Willie play for Detroit Mercy?
How did this dude make it into the league?
Because Willie's a nice guy, though. I think it's colleges. If I'm not,
you know what? Nobody remembers him. You know what I'm saying?
It all goes back. Yeah, University of Detroit Mercy. That's what Willie Green played. See, now it makes sense, don't it? Now it makes sense.
Hey, Tramal, come on, man. Come on. Not OJ. Don't do that. Don't do that. That ain't right. No. In that department, we want to keep it peaceful. All right. Come on now. We don't know that. Okay. And according to the courts, he's proven what? Look, I feel like
something like that, man. Leave it to
Cedric the Entertainer from Barbershop. OJ did it. He did.
Leave it to Maul to say that, man. Leave it to Maul to say it, man. Leave it to Maul. All right, so we're gonna get on up out of here, man. Much love to y'all. We appreciate it.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below.